Hello students, a very good morning. So students, in last class we were revising our chapter AC circuit, and in the revision class, as we have discussed up to now, some of the circuits like pure resistive circuit, pure inductive circuit and pure capacitive circuit, and also one of the combination of these three, that is inductive resistive circuit, that we have revised. Now let's discuss the rest of the circuit today. So the first one, in combination of these three components, that is L, C and R, we can combine as like L and R was combined, we can combine capacitance and resistance together. So whenever a capacitor that has value C, that is combined in series with a resistor of resistance R, and that is all again combined in series with an AC source, and this AC source has supply voltage, that is E is equal to E0 sin omega t. So whenever this circuit will be completed, a current will start to flow through this circuit, and due to this flow of current, a potential drop that will be occur in between these resistance and capacitances. So across the resistor, due to the flow of current I, we know that the voltage drop that is obtained, it is IR, and across capacitance, as its capacitive reactance is chi C, the voltage drop here that will be appeared as Vc is equal to I into chi C. So that you can see now on the board here. After this, as I told you, if we are supplying the circuit some of the potential, some of the energy, then as no energy will be wasted here, so all of this energy should be used in the circuit. So whenever this energy will be used in this whole of the circuit, then that time the potential utilized in capacitance and resistance, that should be equal to this one. But simply we cannot take the sum of like Vc plus EBR, that will not be equal to E, because here voltage and current, they were behaving like the vector quantity. So we have to first see what will be the resultant of VR and Vc. After that, that resultant will be equal to this applied signal that is utilized in this combined circuit, that is resistive capacitive circuit. So for that one, as we are adopting the methods to draw the phasor diagram, so we can draw now the phasor diagram. So to draw it, first what we can do here for this phasor diagram, we can draw the phasor diagram for resistive circuit. So as for pure resistive circuit, we know current and potential both are in the same phase. So for at any instant, suppose the potential due to in resistance, that is at this location, so this is VR, and as current and potential both are in same phase, so that will be also in the same direction. But as in capacitive circuit, we know current that is in leading condition than the potential. So the potential in capacitor that will be lagging behind the current by the angle pi by 2. So we can see now we have two vectors VR and Vc. These two vectors are at some angle pi by 2. So we can find out its resultant by using vector law of parallelogram, and for that one we need to draw a parallelogram here. So the diagonal of this parallelogram, that will represent the resultant of this one, and that resultant should be equal to now E. And the value of E that can be find out by the formula, that is E is equal to root of first vector square, second vector square, plus 2 times first and second vector, then cos of angle between them. So the angle between them is now pi by 2. So here as we know the value of cos pi by 2, that is 0. So here as it will be 0, this whole term will be vanished from here. So this resultant value will be equal to square root of this VR square plus Vc square. Now if we will put the value of VR and Vc. So VR will be value that is IR square, and Vc that is I into chi C square. Or we can take I as a common, so it will have R square plus chi C square. This will be the value of reactance or value of potential here. Now finally we can find out the current that is flowing in RC circuit. So in RC circuit, the current that is flowing, this should be equal to E upon R square plus chi C square. Now we can see, or we can compare this equation by using Kirchhoff's law, that is I is equal to E by Z, where Z is the impedance of the combined circuit. So as whenever we have combined circuit, then their resisting force or their opposition, that is called impedance, and that is denoted by Z. So from here, if we will compare this by the equation E by Z, we can find out the value of Z, and this will have value R square plus now chi C square, or we can put the value of chi C. So if you will put the value of chi C, it will have value 1 upon omega C whole square. So through this one we can calculate the impedance in the circuit. Means all the necessary properties of the circuit we can know about that. What will be the current, what will be the resultant potential, how much current and potential that is utilized in the circuit, and how much potential drop that is across the components. Along with that one, how much opposition we are getting from the circuit, that all information you can get from here. Now how the circuit will behave now. So if we will see in the phasor diagram, as this is showing the resultant potential of this combined circuit. So you can see this resultant potential is also lagging the current by some of the angle. Suppose this angle is phi between them. So here as potential is lagging behind the current by some phase, now our circuit will behave like a capacitive circuit. But the angle will not be equal to pi by 2, it will be somewhat less than the pi by 2 depending on this resultant. So here we can write also I is equal to this I0 sine omega t plus phi here, where phi is representing the phase now. So we can understand easily, whenever we have LR circuit, then circuit will have tendency to behave just like the inductive circuit, and whenever we have RC circuit, then circuit will have tendency to behave just like a capacitive circuit. Now after this, the next circuit, that is in our combination of these three. The next possible combination is for L and C. So whenever we will combine this L and C together, so we will get now next type of circuit, that is LC circuit. So for LC circuit, as an inductor that has inductance L and a capacitor that has capacitance C that are connected in series, and these are both connected in series with the supply. So if for the supply we will connect E0 sine omega t, this is the supply voltage that we have used now, and whenever this circuit will be closed, that will be connected, a current will start to flow, and due to that current, a potential drop that is obtained across inductor. So that potential drop is represented by VL. It will be equal to I into resistance, that is reactance of the circuit, that is chi L, and similarly again I current is flowing also through the capacitor. So the potential drop is here, that is I into chi C from here. So in equilibrium state, again the potential utilized by L and C, that should be equal to the potential supplied to it at no of the resistance or no of the energy is wasting here. So for that one case, first let's draw again the phasor diagram to understand first of all its resultant value, and that resultant will be obviously that will show the value that is utilized in the circuit. So as we know, first of all, suppose this is the direction of current. So as this is the direction of current, then for inductive circuit. For inductive circuit we know potential lead current by pi by 2 phase. So here if potential is leading the current by pi by 2 phase, so angle between the potential VL and the current I, that will be pi by 2. And again for capacitive circuit, if you will come, so here the potential that is in lagging condition, that lags behind the current by pi by 2 angle. So if it is lagging behind the current by pi by 2 angle, we can now construct the phasor diagram. Now in this phasor diagram, you can see we have two vectors VL and VC that are out of 180 degree phase. So if they are out of 180 degree phase, we can take their resultant now, and resultant is depending on which one factor is greater. So for example, let us suppose VL is greater than VC. So we can now make the resultant that will be VL minus VC for this as we have assumed. So that's why a difference sign I have given. Whatever the factor is greater, resultant will be along in that direction. Now as we can see, finally here potential that is, or net potential that is equal to VL minus VC, and this net or resultant is also equal to the energy supplied to the circuit. So this is the net energy, net potential used in the circuit, that should be potential supplied to the circuit. So E will be equal to VL difference of VC, or we can write now the value of VL, that is I into chi L, value of VC I into chi C, and this is E. From here I can be calculated. If we will calculate I, so that will be equal to E upon chi L difference of chi C. So this is now the current that is flowing in LC circuit, that can be easily calculated by using now phasor diagram. After this, as again if we will compare this circuit by using the Kirchhoff's Ohm's law, that is I is equal to E by Z. So Z is where impedance of LC circuit. So impedance of LC circuit, if we will compare, this will be equal to chi L difference of now chi C from here, that is, and the current, if you will see, its phase is depending on whether which factor is greater. Means, for example, if you will see, suppose here in this section or in this phasor diagram, again let me just make the phasor diagram for LC. This is phasor diagram for LC. So if VL is greater than VC, the first condition, if it is satisfied now, so your first condition, if we have VL greater than VC. So if VL will be, that is here we can also write chi L is greater than chi C. If you will multiply I in both sides, we can calculate or conclude this one also. For this section, the resultant will be along this one. So VL minus VC, this will be along this side. So that time we will have this kind of phasor diagram. This kind of phasor diagram we will have. Means we can see our resultant value, that is you can say now this resultant value is in leading condition than the current. Means if potential is leading the current, then that time obviously the circuit will have tendency to behave like the inductive circuit. So in means for this particular situation where VL is greater than VC, means potential drop across inductor is greater than potential drop across capacitor, then inductor will behave like dominating factor and circuit will behave like the inductive circuit. Now the second means, in this case if you have to write the current by using this equation, so it will have the value E0 sin omega t minus of phi and upon chi L difference of chi C, and exactly chi L is greater, we can write chi L minus chi C for this case, that is the current in the circuit. Similarly for the second case, if this one VL, that is suppose that is less than VC, the second situation is possible when VL can be less than VC. So if VL is less than VC, then for that case we can conclude chi L that will be less than chi C, and from here if we will now let's again if we will see this phasor diagram, in this phasor diagram the resultant will be along chi C. So as chi C was in this direction, so this is the direction VL or VC minus VL, this will be the resultant here, and this is the resultant, that is you can see lagging behind the current. It means that current is in leading condition. So for this case, if we have to write the current, that will be E0 sin omega t plus phi upon chi C minus of chi L, because chi C is greater than chi L, so we can write this value and we can calculate current now. In this case, impedance if you will calculate, then that will be chi C minus chi L, or in another term, as we have the value of chi C, that is 1 upon omega C, value of omega L, that is chi L will be, that is omega L. You can put the value and you can solve the equation now. Now let's see the third possibility. So third possibility is what? if this chi c, VL that is equal to VC now, means the magnitude of both one or the voltage drop across inductor and capacitor that become equal. So in this condition, that is condition third, when VL is equal to VC. So if VL will be equal to VC, then chi L that will be equal to chi C. So if chi L is equal to chi C, then from this equation we can see I that will be equal to now infinite. So because I will be infinite, it means that in this case our current will become infinite. So in this case the circuit is behaving like an oscillatory situation. So we are calling for this condition circuit is in oscillation, for which one even we will not supply the potential, then that time also we will get current for finite times without any work. So circuit is just behaving like in the same manner as simple harmonic oscillator is doing motion, even a one time displacement after this one. It is continually displacing for a long time or infinite period of time. So in the same way also we are getting the current in this case. So this is now the situation in which our LC circuit that is going in the condition of LC oscillation. And if the oscillation is performing, then in that case obviously the circuit will oscillate with some of the frequency. We can calculate that frequency by using this concept, this line. So if you will use this line, then chi L as its value is equal to 1 upon omega c, and chi c has value 1 upon omega c, chi L has value omega L. If we will solve omega from here, so that is omega square is equal to 1 upon LC, or omega this is obtained as 1 upon root LC. So this is the angular frequency through which the circuit will oscillate, or we can also calculate the frequency of oscillation by using the fact omega is equal to 2 pi f. So this will be 1 upon 2 pi root of LC. Now this is the frequency through which any LC circuit that will be on oscillatory condition. So this is the frequency of oscillation, and this is now known as by a name that is called resonant frequency. So students, as we have discussed up to the topic of resonant frequency, so as resonant frequency, as you have seen, whenever the potential across inductor and capacitor, that potential drop will be same, then that time both reactances will be same, current in the circuit will be infinite, and that kind of situation is known as resonance situation, because that time the circuit that will not depend on the source, it will depend on simply the value of combined effect of the inductor and capacitor. So that is, I think, now clear. Let's discuss now the third kind of circuit. As in LC circuit, in the combination of LC and R, up to now the combinations using 2 that we have discussed, and the next and last combination that is possible, that is all these 3 components are joined together. So as here on this level you have to study only about the series combination, and as in classes parallel combination also I have told you, but here as series combinations we are revising as according to your specific syllabus. So in that one, if L, C and R, all these 3 components that are joined together in series, and then again the whole of the combination is joined again in series with the applied potential E is equal to E0 sin omega t. So this is L, this is C and this is R. Resistor, capacitor and inductor, all these 3 we are joined in series, and again this is joined to this one, and whenever it will join in the closed circuit, current will start to flow, and now this current here that will do the potential drop across inductor, potential drop across capacitor, potential drop across resistor. So potential drop across inductor, this will be if VL, then that will have value I into the reactance of the inductor chi L. Similarly, potential drop across capacitor is I into reactance of capacitor, that is chi C, and according to this one VR, that will be equal to I into R. So in equilibrium condition, the energy or the potential applied, that should be energy potential utilized in the circuit. So how can we find now the resultant? So again we will utilize the same procedure, same method here to find out the resultant. That is, we will draw the phasor diagram. So if we will draw now the phasor diagram, then first let's start it with the resistance, because in this case we know potential and current both are in the same phase. So I and R, if we are both, suppose this is direction of VR and I will be in the same direction now. So this is phasor diagram for resistance. Now phasor diagram of capacitor, if you will induce here now, then for capacitor you know the potential across capacitance VC, this is in lagging condition than the current. So this is VC and this is lagging pi by 2. Similarly, now the third one, the potential across inductor, this will be the pi by 2 angle ahead the current, so its direction will be this one. So as we have discussed one by one individually this one already. So this is now the phasor diagram for LCR circuit. In this circuit you can see VL and VC both are out of phase, so their resultant we can find out. So suppose for finding out the resultant, we are taking the resultant in the direction of VL, so that is VL difference of VC depending on whether VL is greater or VC is greater, just like in AC circuit we have discussed. Now their resultant you can take by just constructing a parallelogram, and its diagonal will say us the resultant of whole of this circuit, and that should be equal to E. So now we can find out the value of E by vector law of parallelogram. Its value will be the vectors, its square plus VR square plus 2 times VL difference of VC into now VR into here the angle between them, that is pi by 2. So as this angle is pi by 2, that will be 0. In us we will get VL difference of VC whole square plus now VR square from here. After this you can just write down the values of VL, VC and VR. So VL has value I into chi L, VC has I into chi C whole square plus I square into R square. Now let's take I as a common. So let me just rub this one first. So if I we will take it as common from here, so I square is common, I square and overall it will be I. So directly we can write the value of I, that will be from this rearrangement. This is chi L difference of chi C whole square plus now R square. So this is the value that we have got now. Now this is the value of current in the circuit. You can also find out the impedance of LCR circuit by comparing it with the Ohm's law, that is now Z is equal to root of chi L difference of chi C whole square plus now R square. This we have got. Or in another line you can also put the value of chi L, that is omega L, chi C 1 upon omega C whole square plus R square. So this is the final value of impedance of the circuit now. Now in this condition again we can have three cases. Whether in these three cases which one is greater, like VL is greater than VC or VC is greater than VC or VL, or all the three are equal. So just like in LC condition we can also describe or discuss here all these conditions. So the first one if you will discuss, then that is if VL this is greater than VC. So if VL will be greater than VC, then on the phasor diagram that you have, you can see the resultant will be along VL. So the resultant potential that will be ahead the phase or ahead the, or that will in the leading condition than current. Means in this situation when chi L is greater than chi C, the circuit will behave just like the inductive circuit. So it will be dominating factor. And similarly you can find out the current. So current will be in that condition E0 sine omega t minus of somewhat phi depend upon Z. Similarly the second condition, that is if VL that is less than VC. So if VL that is now less than VC, for that condition this chi L this will be less than chi C, and now circuit will behave like the capacitive circuit because condition than the potential. So that's why this will be current will be in leading condition than potential. So circuit will be have like the capacitive, and I will have value now E0 sine omega t plus pi by z. So circuit's behavior is just like the capacitive circuit. So I think this is now clear, and the last one, that is chi L is equal to chi C. So for the third one, if VL that is equal to VC, means chi L this will be equal to chi C. Again we have the same condition, I will be infinite for this case, means circuit will again become in the resonance situation. So this is all now about the AC circuits that we have discussed one by one. Students, that is all clear to you. So let's end with this class with this one. In next class we will see the property of a series resonance circuit or series LCR circuit in resonance condition. After that, power factor and transformer we will discuss. So let's end our class here with this discussion. Thank you students.